Left, your left, hey. Left, right, your left. You got it.
Trucker. Dockers, roll out. You're watching or listening to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. We the people, the People's Patriot Project.
To put your skill set, your thoughts, and ideas, or want to help continue the mission, you have come to the right place. We are the People's Patriot Project, and we are the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans and first responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always seen. We want you to be a part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. Here's the We Patriot team bringing you today's best heroes hits in the boots on the ground organizations that are saving lives. And as always, Patriot Pride.
Left, your left, hey. Left, right, your left. You got it.
Trucker.
Hey, welcome to tonight's show. This is Andrea Eichmann getting us rolling here with We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. Tonight we're bringing you our weekly show / podcast that we bring every week. Every week we try to bring a new guest and a new musician, and we share all the good and then sometimes the not so good things that are happening in our world. This week we have these incredible choice. Oh my gosh, here we go. Incredible guest joining us. I'm trying way too hard to just read my script. Tonight we do have Miss Christine Walker of Devil Dog Publishing and editor of Addie's Veteran Magazine. She has brought with her colleague, Andrew Walker. No relation, same name, but brother and sister. And you guys will hear about that as we go. And then we also get to be engaged with Cody Strause and the music that he will be sharing tonight. He's young, he's active duty, lots of energy, and I can't wait to get to know him better. Please bring your questions, comments, be nice. You don't have to be totally nice. Let's have a great show tonight. Before we get started, I want to just share with you that we know why we get to do this. Thank you to the service members and first responders that have committed their time, sweat, blood, limbs, and families and lives to give us the freedoms that we have that allow us to do what we do daily. Before we get started with tonight's show, hey, I'm just going to share with you, and Jonathan's going to explain that it's National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month. I finally took the plunge, and I sat down just a few hours ago and watched that show called Sound of Freedom. And yeah, I put it off a long time. There's a reason why I did. And I just think you all should watch that show and then do your research. And I'll leave that up to you. But if we could take off your hats, stand if you can, cover your heart, and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There we go. Sorry to steal your thunder, Jonathan. That was fresh. I just wanted to share.
No, I unfortunately haven't taken the time to watch it yet, but I've heard that it's captivating in a different kind of way.
The hard part
it is one of the pieces that I'm embarrassed to be an American about, in the fact that the United States is the number one consumer in this area, and we just allow it to happen. And it's shame on all of us. It's shame on all of us. I was deeply impacted a year ago, and we brought it on. It is a secondary mission of the People's Patriot Project. I hate saying it's a secondary mission because it should be the front of this, but we're trying to save our brothers and sisters right now. I do want to do a private shout out to a young man who's struggling right now a little bit down in Arizona. Won't put a lot of details out there, but was kind of putting out the final wishes texts last night to people in my network, and we've been working diligently throughout the day to make sure we get some pause on that young man. We are with you, brother. He's not a young man that'll be watching the show, I don't think, but remember, we'll get to it, our call of action tonight, and it is important that you are reaching out to the people in your call bank, in your call center, making sure that you're reaching out to those that are important to you. And you know what? I challenge you to even reach deep into the pocket and reach out to someone that you really don't care all that much for. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. Look at this amazing panel. We got so many things going on. We're always in the rush. And we got people that take the time. You know, I do have to lift all of our guests up. I mean, especially our three tonight, who take the time on Sundays to come and share their mission, to share their words of inspiration, to move forward. Look at this young buck above me, man. Mr. Strause. Gosh, I was researching the young man. I was like, who's putting the high schooler on our show? He's not even able to be on our show yet. What is going on? He must be junior ROTC or something, but he is not. He is down at Fort Bragg, taking his time. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Christine, for all being here tonight. And thank you for all of you that are out there in the crowd tonight that come and watch us weekly. Stumbled on us tonight, and come be part of the shock and awe, man. Let's make a difference in other people's lives, and that's the ultimate reason and purpose why we got your 6 at 6 was put together, so that we can make a difference in those people's lives that didn't know that we really would like to see them around tomorrow. So, Jonathan, can you throw out news for us, brother?
Yes. So the month of January, as Andrea mentioned earlier, is National Slavery and Human Traffic Prevention Month. During the month of January, emphasis is placed on creating awareness about human trafficking and the great human rights violation that it is. Spread awareness throughout January about the global crisis so people can contribute in any way to rescuing the victims, catching and prosecuting the perpetrators, and improving the lives of the survivors. At least 4.8 million people are trafficked worldwide every year for sexual exploitation. 4.1 million people are trafficked for forced labor every year. Women and girls are the victims 70% of the time. And 1 million children are trafficked every year for sexual exploitation. And human trafficking earns a global profit of about $150 billion a year. So this is that piece that Mark was saying earlier is the not so proud part of what we do, I guess. January is also self-love month. It's much too easy to get carried away by life's troubles and forget to appreciate yourself. So self-love month is a time to appreciate yourself and invest time in conscious, physical, spiritual, and psychological growth. It involves prioritizing your happiness and well-being, and your needs won't take care of themselves. So pay attention to yourself and make sure that you are taking care of you. Self-love month is all about building self-worth and getting what you deserve. January 25th is NASA's Day of Remembrance. NASA's Day of Remembrance is observed annually on the last Thursday of January, and this year will be marked on January 25th. This day commemorates the members of the NASA family who gave their lives to advance the cause of space discovery. These include the crew members of the space missions Apollo 1, Challenger, and Columbia. This year, the NASA Day of Remembrance will also commemorate the tragedy of Apollo 1, which occurred 55 years ago. January 27th is Vietnam Peace Day. It's an important day in history of America and Vietnam, as it marks the day the United States, South Vietnam, the Viet Cong, and North Vietnam signed the Paris Peace Accords, or the agreement on ending the war and restoring peace in Vietnam. This effectively ceased America's involvement in the Vietnam War. More than 58,000 Americans lost their lives in the 20 years of this war, and more than 150,000 American soldiers were severely wounded. In January of 1973, the United States and North Vietnam would sign the final peace agreement ending American involvement, but the war between North and South Vietnam would continue for another 15 years. Today, Vietnam's economy is growing and the Vietnam people are living in freedom. January 27th is also International Holocaust Remembrance Day. This day commemorates the victims of the Holocaust. It was an absolute tragedy, as Nazi Germany murdered approximately 6 million Jews, or about 1/3 of the Jewish population, as well as millions of other minorities. People with disabilities were among the first victims of the Nazi mass slaughter. This day is designed to remember the Holocaust as a travesty against human people in an effort to raise awareness to the warning signs of such an event and prevent society from ever getting to that point again. And that is it for the news.
Thank you for sharing that. Now, if my math is, we've got roughly 60 people watching the show. Make sure you're doing your shout outs. Make sure you're reaching out and then sharing who you are, where you're coming from, all those pieces. We love hearing from you. We love knowing that you're in our pocket and that you got our six on this, and we appreciate all of you. Again, welcome Christine Walker, Adam Walker. Again, we had that conversation. No relation. Miss Gwinner, there you are. Their relation is through military. And we've got Cody Strause. I always have to ask this question. First of all, you better do a shout out to your mama.
Yeah. Thank you, Mom. Or as everybody calls her, Miss Janoyce or Reba, because she looks just like Reba McEntire.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Thank you so much. She's really my biggest supporter, honestly. Her and my dad. Really, my immediate family, I'm really blessed to have as good of supporters as I do. A lot of people don't have that, and I'm very, very blessed to have that.
So we seldom get the young ones on here, and we are excited to have you here, brother. You are serving currently. You want to share that information?
Yeah. So I am an 11 Charlie at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I've been in the military just shy of 18 months, so I really haven't been in that long. But immediately out of high school, I decided that I wanted to take the leap and join the military. And as much stuff as anybody in the military can attest to this, as much stuff as we go through on a daily basis. I mean, at least for me, I can say that I'm absolutely not going to regret it. This is probably one of the best decisions I've made in my life. It's made me a stronger person, both in morals and, physically made me stronger, but it's also made me very headstrong. And, I know I'll live the rest of my life with the courage and strength to stand up to any problem in my life and defeat it, so.
Well, I have to, and I want to lift you up highly for making the decision to serve young man. There's not many people out there that are doing that. There are, less than 3% of our country is going into the service. And me and Andrea had the awesome opportunity to speak at Reads Across America at the beginning of November. Gosh, it seems so long ago now. I guess that was December. But there was 200 cadets standing there, which was amazing. All willing to be part of the mission, all willing to be part of helping. And it's another level. And of course, me and Andrea get to see the other side of this, being school teachers. Nothing's wrong with any of those kids out there. I'll tell you that right now. I wouldn't, but I do have to lift you with high accolade, and people that are here and listening, doing your thing, lift this young man up. Where does the name Cody come from? I have to ask that question.
Okay, so that's great that you asked that, because my dad loves telling me this. So it's from my grandfather, but it's also kind of Buffalo Bill Cody, right? So my dad just always just admired cowboys and that in that time period. He's always admired all that stuff. He's watched Tombstone probably more than 50 times. I mean, he can dang near quote that movie. So he loves cowboys and everything like that. So he's like, Buffalo Bill Cody. I think that sounds good. But when I was younger, I was like, oh, Commander Cody, off of Star Wars. So that's what I kind of put it to. But no, it's off of Buffalo Bill Cody. So,
well, I mean, ironically, not that it's the life's biggest experience. I am from Cody, Wyoming,
really?
The land of big old Buffalo Bill, and where he put his whole life in there. They have a Cody Night Rodeo out there that runs from Labor Day to Memorial Day, or the vice versa. I always mess that one up, but and we're looking to have an internship there at that rodeo grounds with our veteran and first responder musicians. So maybe this will be something that fits after you're done serving. Maybe this will be something
that'd be awesome.
Mix in there and we can make something work and happen. But
yeah,
Christina Walker.
Hi guys, it's great to be back.
Thanks for being here, and you are back.
Yeah, and I brought company with me.
Got the forks in you. I mean, we met, but tell us what you're doing.
Well, besides bringing one of our staff writers, Adam Walker, I am just finishing up a book called Amongst Warriors. A Marine Corps Sergeant Major was in the invasion of Iraq, and he has since written a ton of short stories and some historical, some poems, and we just deal with the battle, the fallout, and in retrospect, and what he's learned over the last 21 years. And so we're about to go to print and publish that bad boy. And then I jump right in and get busy on our spring 24 issue of the magazine. So that's what I'm up to.
Well, so introduce us to Mr. Adam Walker.
So, Adam Walker, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hey, good evening, guys. I appreciate the chance to come on. Yeah, we often joke because Christine and I share the same last name, but we really met through Eddie's Veterans Magazine. And me being an old retired Marine and her a corpsman, I have a great fondness for corpsmen, especially since one came up out of nowhere and patched me up back in 2004. So I tell them our relationship is that of Marine and corpsman, which is not something I take lightly. But I retired from the Marine Corps after 25 years. I was a grunt, and so it's really good to meet young Cody on there, a guy who's very motivated, if I may say. So
Motivated.
Yeah. So, but I started writing when I was in the Marine Corps. I've always wanted to write, and I joke that I have no tangible skills, so I speak and I write. But I wrote for several different platforms, and then a couple of years ago I started my own blog. It's called Take It on the Left Foot. And then when I was looking for places that I could maybe put forth some work, I stumbled upon Eddie's Veterans Magazine, and just reached out to Christine. And I'll be honest with you, when I found her magazine and saw the work that she had put out there, and she wanted to give every voice a veteran, I kind of test the waters. So the first thing I pitched to her was something that had been rejected by 3 other kind of publications in the military community, and she took it right away. And then after that, she just kept, she gave me the latitude to write about whatever I wanted to. And then a couple of times kind of toss out some tasks, like, toss me some bait. Hey, can you take this? And I try to say yes to everything because she's really set up such a wonderful platform there. And so I appreciate the cooperation working with her and the rest of the crew there at Eddie's Veterans Magazine.
That's exciting.
I did put the link, Take It on the Left Foot. Where do people find that? Even though the link isn't here, in case they can't grab that, how do they just Google that? They
can just Google takeitOnTheLeftFoot.com, or they could find me on Instagram at takeitOnTheLeftFoot.com, or under the name Uncle Walkie.
Uncle Walkie. I like it.
Cody, how many of your buddies know that you're on screen right now?
Quite a few. Not too many, but yeah, I have told a couple of my friends that I'm going to be on the podcast.
Would you really like to share with us tonight how you feel about your first sergeant?
How I feel about my first sergeant?
I'm joking, buddy.
He's a good guy. I mean, yeah. I really have nothing bad to say about him, honestly. So I mean, I would 100% share.
Well played.
Yeah.
The relationship with Top is always a love-hate relationship. You love them when they're taking care of you, and you don't love them when they're making you do your job. And so that's just it's
100%.
Always a fun little thing. We like to do it. There's one of my battle buddies back from the day. Yes, I will behave. We had an amazing first sergeant, right, Lee?
I think it's funny that he's asking you to behave. The
right,
two of you
exactly,
behave.
exactly.
And then we had remember the Master Sergeant we met last weekend? I feel like he was a really fun guy. He's big on the cowbell. Big on the cowbell.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Do
you have that ready to roll?
No. You'll have to look at our Facebook page. Yeah, sorry. No. Mm-mm. We visited a speakeasy last weekend because we have a friend, veteran musician that plays. I'll just go punch that out there every second Saturday of every month it's called the Mud Room. And every brass instrument that I could think of, I don't know about a tuba, but I think everything else he plays, sings. He has his buddy Willie Moore play with him. And then last weekend, or 2 weekends ago now, their guest cowbell player was not Johnny's Master Sergeant, but one from Fort Snelling area, and he just was allowed to play the cowbell, and he played it with passion. Oh, did I put Andrew? My bad. Oops. That's me. I got excited. I almost typed my own name the way it looks. Andrea is now on the docket. I'll be writing Uncle Lucky. Shoot. Sorry about that.
Cody, do you know which songs you put in the queue?
Yes, so I should have put. I only have 3 songs out currently, so I should have put
Don't
so much
minimize,
more.
brother. Don't minimize. It's
But yeah, I should have put all 3 of the songs that I have out right now in the queue.
what song you want to lead off with?
I think we can start off with. We can just go in order. So we can start off with 2 a.m.
All right, tell us about
It's
it.
when 2 a.m. It's about this girl which all songs start out like that. It's about this girl, right? But I was talking to her while I was in basic training, and I didn't get Dear John. It wasn't like that. It was, I kind of just got, she kind of just ghosted me, stopped talking to me out of the blue. And so, she was really like, we would talk a lot, and, not having her to talk to when I, got my phone or whatever, or got the ability to write letters and that, it kind of hurt me, because your emotional state is really, like, I want to say fragile, while you're in basic training, because you're going through all this stuff that you've never done before. So, and then, fast forward to after airborne school, I was actually in RASP, which, y'all would call it, just call it RIP. And me and my buddy were in his room, and I was just strumming on my guitar, and he was like, dude, like, it sounds good, do it again. And so I, played it again, and he was like, you need to like make a song and release it. And I was like, really? You think so? And he was like, yeah, dude, like, you need to 100% produce that. And so we just went from there. And that night we worked on the song. And by the end of the week, I went to a studio and had him record it for me in Columbus, Georgia. And we produced a song from there. So we distributed it. And yeah, that's the history of 2 a.m.
This is Cody Strause, 2 a.m.
Writing a song about you today, but I can't help myself. I think about you every day. When they asked me how I felt, I didn't know just what to say. I thought you loved me, but you didn't feel the same way. Someone teach me how to love, 'cause I ain't ever had enough. All this pain I've been through in the night spent in the midst of your memory, girl, it keeps me up. 2 a.m. I'm drunk on a Monday, just got done praising God on a Sunday. 3 o'clock fireball in my chest, and the Lord knows that I can't get no rest. Got working for now, 3:15, can't help thinking about you and me. 100 miles an hour going down the line, that's the only thing that'll get you off my mind. So I left town, headed for the road. No slowing down, chasing this lonely soul. No brakes, no shake, I don't know how much more of this I can take. I'm ready to come back home and claim this woman for my own. 2 a.m. I'm drunk on a Monday, just got done praising God on a Sunday. 3 o'clock fireball in my chest, and the Lord knows that I can't get no rest. Got working for now, 3:15, can't help thinking about you and me. 100 miles an hour going down the line, that's the only thing that'll get you off my mind.
Dude, get some more music out there, man. Holy cow. You nailed it. That's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. I
I
appreciate
guarantee you the people are coming, man. I guarantee you. Derek Ozio, we love you, brother. Thanks for what you're doing down there in Texas. Catch 22 peer support. Amazing, man. Amazing mission. Mr. Crystal, good to have you, brother. Hope everything's working out up there, Mr. Petrie. Thank you for all you're doing, man. Cody, you got some chops, dude.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I like when you drove into that thing and got it, man. That was just like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah. I really like it comes from like the bluegrass kind of rock country style music that I grew up listening to. So I like that rasp, like having that rasp in my music, really getting the emotion out there.
You're Fort Bragg.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who got down there. You know who I'd like to have him hook up with? Dom Kurz. Dom Kurz is the one that did the intro to our show. That's
okay.
Little gravelly, little down south, little let's go kick it. But he's down in Round Rock area. But we'll figure it out.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. Christine, you throw this guy in your magazine somehow?
What's that?
You gonna throw this guy in your magazine?
Yeah, we'll take a look at him. I also was sitting here thinking, I'm like, I need to connect him to Ryan Weaver.
Oh yeah, Ryan Weaver, good man.
Yep.
He is part of Pop Smoke Entertainment, but we got to get some work on that piece. Do you have a music corner on your magazine?
We don't, but we've done quite a few musicians. We've done Dave Bray, USA.
Yeah,
He was the cover of our second issue.
I think I saw that.
And I've got a lot of connections where I'm looking at Scooter Brown, the formerly Scooter Brown band, but now War Hippies.
Yep.
So I've got connection to him. So we're going to work on that. And we've got a lot of stuff in the works for 2024 and 2025. We're already scheduling covers for 2025.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it. What typically is tell me about how the layout of your magazine. What are you putting out there? What do you want people to know? And what is the mission of your magazine?
Well, our mission is simple. We follow the KISS method, if y'all know what that is. And it's just, we're here to give every veteran a voice, period. That's our mission. And we do it uncensored, unfiltered. When we go into edit stories that are written by vets, they might not be the best writers, but our team works really hard, my assistant editor and I, to make sure that their voice is their voice. So we do minimal editing. And when the story goes out, and then occasionally I use my superpower, which is really cool titles, and to draw readers in, and they're always well received. So that's what we do. We just give veterans a voice, like Adam was saying, and Adam is now on one of our staff writers. So he's kind of taken on those cover stories, and he never says no, but I don't want to, abuse that. So I'm trying to be careful, Adam, but
well, I appreciate it. And if you decide you want to do a story with Cody, I'm about 2 hours away down at Camp Lejeune, so I'll drive up and go see him. And
consider
we'll sit and talk.
Consider it assigned. Done right here on air. You just go do it.
All right, sounds good. We'll be in touch, Cody. I just followed you. I just followed you on Instagram while the song was playing.
Sweet. Sounds good.
And that's actually a really good idea. Sorry, my dog just decided to pop in. He can open the door. So
we accept yes.
I don't have a ghost. It's just a dog. So we're doing good. We've got a lot going on. Adam's also going to be working on another one of our projects. Do you want to tell him about it?
Which one? Did I just get tasked?
The podcast. The podcast.
The podcast. So what we're looking forward this spring is to start the Eddie's Veterans Magazine podcast. And so Christine she's multifaceted. So not only does she have a passion for veterans, but her creativity covers a lot of different venues. And so one of the things that she's pitched to us and are allowing us to run with is setting up the podcast starting this spring. And we've got a couple of other, I'm an old Marine veteran, but the folks that are going to be collaborating with us, we've got a Navy veteran and a Air Force veteran. All three of us just happen to be retirees from their respective services. So we're going to collaborate together, and we're going to try to get out there and just start finding one more platform for veterans to tell their stories, or for us to tell their stories for them.
Well, and it's also a way for us to go back into our annuals, because we've published 12 issues now. So we're going to be working on number 13 for spring, and I think, what did I say, Adam? We've had 197 veterans write 433 articles in 3 years' time.
Yeah.
So we're I don't want to cuss, but we're kicking butt and taking names.
Oh, you can swear. You let her rip.
Takes the salty vet, salty sailor a little bit to translate down. But anyway, yeah, so that's what we're going to do. And the podcast is going to be called Just a Little More at Ease. And so I like a play on words. So, and that's what we're going to do. And this was our winter issue. So we're in print and digital. And we have our e-magazine, and Adam does so much for us. I'm just always amazed at just his professionalism and his just talent to write. And and then taking on the podcast with two other staff writers, Guy Bensing and also Sonia Berry. So she's Air Force, he's Navy, and the three of them get to take it and run with it. I'm just going to be the kid behind the scenes going, okay, turn left, turn right, turn. So it's going to be their thing.
Excellent. What battalion of RAFs did you go through, Cody?
So, okay, I don't know if they did it differently than they do it now, but it's a whole one platoon in there. So you go in and you're in this, it's really more of like a company size, but you're it's like 200 guys in there. You go through pre-RASP, and once you make it through pre-RASP, you go into RASP. I didn't make it into RASP, but I was at pre-RASP for about 2 months. So
what year did you go through?
22 into 23.
Yeah. This is a
problem.
I'm
sorry. Just 23.
You're good.
Yeah, just 23.
My son was the 1st Battalion RASPer, and they put him in right at the beginning of COVID, and then they shut the school down, and then they wouldn't send him back. And so he ended up down in Fort Riley, and never once got to do his 13 Fox job while he was down there. So he became a Bradley driver.
Gosh.
He got a little upset, and he's chosen a different career path because of it. But you know what? It's not a slam on the military. It's not a slam on the system. It just it doesn't always work out for everyone. And there's a lot of amazing things. And the same conversation goes on when we're having this mission. Not every veteran and first responder is broken, and not every veteran and first responder is that all-American, shiny, clean-cut person that we want to raise up all the time too. So we work through it. You got some people chiming in. Do you know Miss Grizz?
Yes, yeah, that is my aunt.
Yeah,
yeah, she's actually a police officer.
She's actually
my aunt. She's a police officer.
Oh, welcome, Miss Grizz, and thank you for your service as well. We take care of those on the front line, including our law enforcement officers. So we appreciate you. Thank you. Awesome.
Yeah, she's cool.
You just got the family of givers, Cody.
Yeah, I mean, they're all like my mom, over 30 years in law enforcement. My dad, she just retired about 3 years ago. My dad's more than 30 years in, and he's still going. My stepdad, I don't know how long he was in law enforcement, but he was in for a very long time. My sister partially did it for a little bit. And, like I said about my dad as well, he was in the Army and the Coast Guard. And then my brother-in-law was in the Marines. So I have a lot of connections to the first responder in the military world.
That's outstanding. And it just kind of sets the tone. And again, pieces that I think need to be documented and put out there is that there are people that believe in making a difference in their country and their communities. And it's the small part of the percentage of our country, folks. Sadly, unfortunately, the people we talk to on this show, not our guests, but the people that are listening they're all in the game for the most part to begin with. And we really do need to reach out to, our name is We the People, the People's Patriot Project. And we really need to reach out to that 90% of the country that get to lay their big fat heads on the pillows of freedom daily, not realizing that it's been bought and paid for by our men and women who have served in the military, and our men and women who stand on the streets making sure your buildings aren't burning down and that people aren't kicking in your back doors. And so if you have failed to realize those pieces, come talk to me. We'll have that conversation. It'll be polite too. And a lot of times we do a series in our questioning, and Christina and Adam have already taken what's up next, which is fine. We'll bend around this thing and work through it. Cody, what's your next song, brother?
My next song is So Much More. So I wrote that. I wrote that a couple months after getting to Bragg. Again, about a girl. Nothing much to it. It's just about
What's
a girl.
What's going on with all this girl stuff, dude? Come on.
Hey, I mean, look, I think that's one of the biggest problems that young paratroopers and soldiers just in general have is being away from their family. I know personally a bunch of people who they got here and they were here for months without getting their wives moved over here and stuff like that. So I mean that was really a recurring problem amongst like the new Joes that came in to the platoon when I was there. And so I guess it was kind of ingrained in my head all the time. So I just wanted to have like a more bluegrass like feel to that song. So I mean y'all will hear in a second how I incorporated that in there.
So Much More, right?
Yes, sir.
Cody Strause. So Much More. Wow. Mr. Pelusi, good to see you, brother. There's I want to say something, but it'd be a little bit inappropriate with the crowd. So I'll do it a little on the down low message later. It's you got a special gift there, Mr. Strause, and and I think the family is coming out of the woodworks in here tonight. Congratulations on that too.
They really are.
Apparently we're dropping. I shouldn't bring attention to this. This is not appropriate at all. I don't know where this is coming from. It is.
Oh goodness.
Is it? Can I just start calling you son now?
Oh,
so you got a lady on the hook there, brother?
No, actually I don't. People always well, I'll go on live on TikTok and people always ask me if I'm single, and I always tell them no, that I'm married to Jesus. So that's the response.
That's very nice. That's very nice. And with the skill set you have like this, it's not like you need.
100%. It would really be a distraction at this point in my life, honestly.
It's you're winning hearts in the Peterson household, I guess. That's what the hell. Sorry. Beep.
No, you're all good. You're all good.
Christina Walker, Adam Walker. How are you reaching your veterans?
We're just we reach thousands of veterans every quarter, and we've done it primarily through building relationships. And that's what we do. So that's how
I would add to that, building relationships and telling stories.
Yes.
Stories are a tremendous way that connect people with one another, because there's a lot of veterans out there who they have stories to tell, but they don't have a medium, a platform, or maybe even the confidence to do so. So when we can come on board and share that with them, it's a way to honor their service, but also to spotlight them to their family and friends, and to other veterans who share so much in common with them, that it's just really a bonding experience, I think.
Yeah,
so we're going to parallel this here a little bit, because that's exactly why this was been so easy to create. You're welcome, Mr. Gabriel Wren. We should just bring him on. Sorry, I kept the chair warm for you, brother. That is Trinity Productions. That might be someone you're going to need to talk to in the future here, Cody. He's in Nashville, and he's a video production guy, and looks like you need someone in that realm a little bit.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
We got people. Back to our story. The biggest piece that I've found in our heads is the building relationships, having conversations, realizing how closely connected we really are. And the thing is, the dumbest part of this is that's how humans work in general. Well, why are we so on fire and working so hard to separate us all in different things? And again, you can talk politically. I'm not going to talk politically because I don't care about any side right now. And we'll move forward, and we'll have to figure out a way to put this all together. But the easiest way is having those real conversations, being able to connect. You know what? It's weird, and military is a huge connector for us. Being a service member is a huge connector. I don't see a lot of people going to a baseball game concerned about what. There's a connection there because you're all rooting for the same team, kind of thing. Well, why can't we just root for mankind or humankind, if that's the direction you want to go? Root for the humankind. Root for all sides. Root for all the pieces. At the end of the day, you have a wrestling match. Someone's gonna win, someone's gonna lose, but you don't have to go down the trails of discontention and tearing things apart. I'm treading close to something I don't want to get into, and so I'll back off a little bit.
If I can spring in right there with what you're saying.
Digress?
Sorry. One at a time, please.
Wait. Okay, let Adam speak.
Thank you. I was just going to jump in and say, when I was in the Marines for a couple of years, I had to do some recruiting duty. But the Marines used to say that we do three things: that we would make Marines, win battles, and send back to America better citizens. But in a broader sense, when veterans return back out to the communities, I think they really are a bonding agent, because when people come in the military, they come from all walks of life. And before they came in, they may not have interacted with people outside of their own demographic. When you get in the military, the very nature of the organization, you interact with people from all types, all walks of life, and you get really close, because you have the situation, you have shared values, right? You shared hardship. And then when I think veterans go back out in the community, they've been broadened in a certain respect, so that they're willing to engage people that don't look like them and come from different walks of life. One of the things that really opened my eyes the most as an 18-year-old kid down on Parris Island, I had watch one night, and I'm standing in the middle of the field and I just want to sleep. And this guy beside me keeps looking up at the sky and saying, "Man, look at those stars." I said, "Yeah." And he said, "That's a lot of stars." I said, "Yeah." And then I kind of, got short tempered. I said, "Stars are over the entire planet." And the guy looked at me and he said, "Not over Brooklyn."
Oh.
And he grew up in a city, and I grew up out in the country, and so it really, something happened right there. It was a pivotal moment. I said, people come from all different kinds of walks of life, and I'm like, I really need to learn about these people, And so anyway, it began this long journey of having good relationships, and now that I see veteran community, when people go back to their hometowns, they bring a new perspective, and I think that they serve as an agent to not only bridge the civil military divide, but just to showcase and be an ambassador for a sense of community, friendship, and relationship.
100% agree.
Yeah, and perspectives, right? You all come in with a different perspective.
But so the funny word that gets used a lot, I gotta do a quick shout out to Mr. Mello of Contagion Effect. He's out there in California. Check out his show occasionally. Not all the time, but occasionally.
Very much, yeah.
I've played a lot of sports. I've done a lot of things. And there's only one place at the end of the day where I really feel teamwork fits, and that is in the military. Because if everyone in that space isn't doing their job, isn't getting done, first of all, you're going to learn about it. Second of all, the job's going to get done with or without you. And then, you know what? You don't want it done without you, because then that means you're doing something else that is not nearly as fun. But you figure those pieces out, and the growth in being involved, and even in the ranks of as a first responder too. When you're jumping on a truck to go to a fire, there's a mission, and the mission isn't about you at that moment. The mission is about, and that's what's different about, I think, all. I won't say all, but because you know what, there are some people in the military. Military wasn't for them, and we all know that. And again, that's not an attack on the military. It just, there's some personas that just don't belong there. But at the end of the day, people who serve, that's what they do. They serve. They're willing to grow. They're willing to build. They're willing to be part of something bigger than themselves. That's the difference. That's how I'm going to sum it up. That is Cody frickin' Strause. You know Cody frickin' Strause? Mr. Mello? You're so polite. Saying good evening to our.
He gets so excited, doesn't he?
No.
He gets very excited.
Strause.
I'm not going to correct him either, but that's Friking Strause, just so you know.
Well, you know,
Big cat close.
have you seen the guy's hands? Have you seen his hands? Come on.
Typing on a small keyboard, that's what you're saying.
Right. So, and again, I'm not trying to. How do we fix this? You've got a media source via a magazine that comes out quarterly. Are these pieces you're addressing in your magazine? And again, I'm not saying this it's the subject matter of tonight. So,
what we do is, because we come across that. I mean, I come across advertisers who want to tell us what we can and can't put in the magazine, and my immediate response is like, okay, you're not a good fit for us. I think for us, the biggest thing is just being really, really authentic, just being yourself. I mean, I'm just who I am. I can't be anybody else. And I have my history. Adam has his history in the military. Cody is building his history for the military. And we're all, we all at one point in our lives had mission focus. We were young. This is what we cut our teeth on. And for us, we don't really address certain problems. We just do it. Like, we don't need no stinking permission. We just do it. If there's a story I want to run, I run it. Like I did an opinion piece on the Israel-Gaza thing. I'm Jewish, and so I have a very unique perspective as a veteran and as a Jew. And so I did it, and it's like, it wasn't meant to be ugly, but I'll tell you what, I brought receipts and I did my research, and you know what I mean? And so if people can look at it from that perspective, great. If they can't, that's okay too. That's kind of where we're at with it.
I love it. I mean, and I just kind of want to coattail your conversation. I mean, we had Avi Tannenbaum on our show probably a month ago, who born in the United States, is now living in Israel, works as a first responder and a trainer and stuff. And at the end of the day, his conversation is about, you know what, I'm connected with Muslims, I'm connected with Christians, I'm connected, and it doesn't matter at the end of the day if we're taking care of each other. And that's kind of that's where I want to get, man. I want this gigantic kumbaya moment where we can all, hey, how terrible would it be to lay our arms down? Now, granted, we need them, and don't get me on you're not going to nail me on the Third Amendment rights here. I know what I carry. That's what I will just say. But it doesn't have to be the first thing to the party. That's my point. And they're just, I don't know, man.
I think we need to learn how to talk to each other again.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
amen. There we go.
That's really what it comes down to, right? I mean, we just have to learn that and to realize that, I'm not all one thing. You can look at me, you can make assumptions, you can make judgments, if you don't know anything about me. Same with Adam. Adam walks down the street. Okay, well, technically, he's in North Carolina, so yeah, they'll probably know he's a Marine because he just has that countenance about him. But we're all so multi-layered, and I look at my own life and my own beliefs and the transition I've gone through over decades. How I think today is not at all how I thought when I was 21, 22 years old. But if we can learn to talk to each other and learn to realize that we are far more similar than we are different, I think that is a starting place. So that's my 2 cents, or my 2 shekels, if as you will.
I feel like I do because I appreciate your. I misspoke. I said Third Amendment. I meant Second Amendment. My bad, people.
We know what you meant.
Yeah. Social studies teacher over here dropping the ball. That's what's happening. Gosh, there's so many areas we can go into this. Cody, you brought some spirituality into this a little earlier. Is that something you hang your heart on right there?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. God and following His word and Christians, Christian role models have really, got me through a lot in my life and, in the military. And one of the things about, like, they always say, like, there's no atheist in a foxhole, right? Like, a lot of people use that terminology a lot and or use that saying a lot. And so one of my things that I truly believe is, even if, somebody's like, even if there's somebody that really doesn't believe in God, they can take what I do as a person and use that and apply it into their life. If they're not willing to take my religion and apply that into their life, they can take what I do, like what my morals and my traits are, and they can apply that in their life. So just all around, be a good person. Right. And I mean, that's really what I stand by, but the Bible and, following Christianity helps me to do that. So
you're an impressive young man. My goodness. I'm trying to figure out if this is real or not. This is,
I appreciate it.
No one runs into this in this time and age in this world. I think this question is towards Christine and Adam. Do you ever highlight the voices of veteran family members and their sacrifices, serving alongside loved one in your magazine?
So we will write as veterans. So one of the things that makes our magazine so unique is we are 100% veteran written. So everybody who writes for our magazine is a vet, has served in one of the 6 branches. I'm sorry, I have a hard time saying that. But with that being said, there are times where we will do a story on a Gold Star family or stories like that. But our only caveat is it has to be written by a veteran. So just so that we can maintain that what we do. So.
And that's perfect. That's perfect. We do, with the People's Patriot Project, want to mention we do honor and lift up those people that didn't sign up for the mission. It's those family members. It's the children. It's the wives, the spouses, the girlfriends, the boyfriends who didn't know, and they're manipulating a new avenue in a life that they didn't really know that they're going to be part of, and that is supporting those people that are going into combat, those people that are in the service, and those people that are on the front lines as first responders. The spouses of police officers and the family of police officers today, thank you for supporting and letting your husbands and wives hit the streets daily, not knowing that when they walk out that door, whether they're going to be coming home. I did save a meme today. I mean, it's as simple as, a successful day is everyone getting home. And we appreciate, and just because they're home doesn't mean they're all the way home. We know that. And we need to have periodicals and shows like this to have a space and have a place for people to come share their stories, their thoughts, their ideas. And then at the end of the day, be able to find a way to present their family with their full self when they come through the door. And that's, we'll get there. I do think we'll get there. Gosh, yeah. Cody.
Yes, sir.
Your last song, brother.
The last song, Make Me Nothing. And what that one is about, it's not about a girl this time. So that one's about, it's really about like a struggle that a lot of people have, and a struggle that I've personally had in my life with, where you look back on things you've done in your past, right? And, you know, it just seems like such a burden that you don't feel like you can continue to go on and fix what you've made yourself into, or what you think you've made yourself into. And so you're kind of just, you know, you really talks about suicide. You know, that's the underlying thought behind the song. You know, people want to end it all and they don't want to deal with it. But I mean, what I would say to that though is, you know, there's so many different avenues that you can go about helping yourself and helping other people that are struggling with something like that. So it's just kind of a song that I felt like, you know, I could resonate with and that other people could too. So
interesting enough, I think it's fitting to the conversation we're having right now. So
yeah. Yep.
This is Cody Strause, Make Me Nothing.
Let me down, cut me off, lower me into this coffin. Let me cry, let me die. Oh, I don't ask this often, but I am not strong. Can't move on, even though I have faith. Lord, please take everything that I have made and make me nothing. Make me air, so I can't look back on what I had and stare. Make me the wind, so I can fly away. Lord, make me nothing today. My back, it breaks from the weight of all these burdens. My hands are numb from the cold and the deep dark dungeons in my mind. I'm in them all the time. I'm in them all the time. So make me nothing. Make me air, so I can look back on what I had and stare. Make me the wind, so I can fly away. Lord, make me nothing today.
That's the answer, Cody. That sums up everything we talked about tonight. That's if we all figured out how to, and you're asking for a divinity to walk in and make you nothing, but it is simple enough for us to plant our own seeds to say, you know what, take ourselves off the shelf.
Yeah.
Make me nothing so that I can be bigger together with everyone. That's the answer. We're talking during the show while this is going on, as that's the name of the show tonight is Make Me Nothing. That's how we get to be successful, is owning it. Great song, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good, Cody. You're pointing people too, because everyone looks for purpose. So a human being, we have two choices. We can try to create our own purpose, or we can look to the one who created us, right?
Yep.
Who designed us for a purpose, and ask him
100%.
what it is. Ask him what it is we should be doing. So I commend you, man. Also, beautiful sound.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's not funny, not funny, whatever. We have a conversation before our show, and there's two things we don't bring up as we got your 6 at 6, and that is we don't bring up politics, and we don't bring up religion. And it's not that we're against religion, but we allow the organizations that come on, the people, the influencers, to share what their passions, what their beliefs, where they are. And it's a perfect fitting for tonight's show. And thank you for bringing that to the front, Cody.
I appreciate it. I mean,
it also shows the character of the human being you are. And it's,
I mean, that's just the way that I was raised, and my parents just raised me in the right way, in a loving home. So, I mean, I can, gotta give them the credit for that, and I had to listen to them too, but.
And they're listening now, so that's good. Safe stuff.
Look at you go, brother. Look at you go. So we're going to ramp down here a little bit more. We're going to get to our final statements here in a second. What an amazing night, amazing conversation, amazing pieces. We need to get you all to go see the Veterans Magazine with Christina and Adam. Cody, are you against us putting your music up on our radio station?
Not at all. Y'all can do whatever you want to with it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. It might hit the ears of some people that we are friends with as well, just so you know.
Sounds good.
Yeah. We have to have our call to action, and we do this every show. Everyone's got one of these in their possession, and you've got a whole list of people in your call bank that you've had a relationship with. And I mean, I've got still messages. My father passed 6 years ago. I still have messages from him in here. So that tells you how dated this stuff gets and goes back. So we ask you to do it by a 6-pack. The only thing we ask you to do is, hey, I was just thinking about you. That's all we're doing. We ask you to do that to 6 people in your life. We'd like you to do it every day. But I'd like you to pick one person. And I hope it's like the spidey senses are going off in your head right now. That one person that you may have had that falling out with over something silly or dumb. Like maybe they swapped out your rain gear, or something. They didn't dig the foxhole when they were supposed to, the battle station, whatever. Find someone, and everyone knows you got one in your head already. Okay, no, I'm not going to do it. I can't. I challenge you to reach out to that person. I have several regrets in my life, in the fact that I think I could have saved a couple brothers if I wasn't such a pig-headed turd knocker. I probably could have saved. I'm confident I could have saved one, but I was too up in myself. I didn't make myself nothing. And because of that, he met his peril with alcohol. And that's on me. And I'll own it and I'll carry that. And that is my reminder that we've got brothers and sisters that need us. And you know what? You got brothers and sisters that don't need you. But if you just say, hey, I was thinking about you, sorry, not sorry, you're going to stir a conversation. Hey, long time. And is that a bad thing? We are meant to be in relationships. We are human. I'm a good old crusty, rusty gun bunny that, you know what, you didn't have a lot of friends when you had your 5 team members, and that's what you did. And my gun was always the best gun. Well, there's a lot of people in that theater that made sure the mission got done. And there's a lot of people in your life that made sure that the mission of your life has been or got to where it's at today too. So friends and family and close associates, reach out to them and just say, I was thinking about you. That's our call to action tonight. That's our call to action every weekend. We usually let Jonathan start our final thoughts. We'll go clockwise. I think we're all the same here. We'll go clockwise. Jonathan, we'll skip me at the end because that's I don't know. I do the call to action. Jonathan, what's on your heart, brother?
I was a little bit everywhere tonight, so I had to write it down so I wouldn't know what I wanted to say. Different points on the show that kind of stuck out to me. So the first one is we need to learn how to have a disagreement and move on. It's okay. Like, we're all here. We all have our own personal opinions. We all have our own beliefs. Let's just, just because you don't believe or feel the exact same way someone else does about something doesn't mean you have to create an argument or prove a point or anything else. Just agree to disagree and roll out. It's over, right? Another day, another time. And something that Cody kind of brought up, most of the time when people get to the point where they don't have a reason to stay anymore, it's because they've lost purpose. And so I think we can make loving others our purpose, right? If we just choose to be decent people and we choose to show love to the people around us, then that gives us purpose to make the world a better place. And then it's as simple as saving your life and saving others' lives to save your own. It's just kind of where I'm at right now.
Christina.
Well, I'm going to kind of piggyback off that because, I think we've just become a culture that obviously is so divided. But I think ensuring that your own compass is set north, right? It's making sure that you have that compassion for others and a willingness to hear them out. I think we're lacking respect for each other. And when you show that to other people, you don't always get it. But sometimes if you just show it to people, it shows them something so radically different than what there is in their immediate purview. Just relationships, just build and keep building.
Adam.
Yeah, that's a really good conversation tonight, and something that occurred to me as I just been sitting here and participating with you guys for the last hour or so, and we're talking about purpose and things like that. I'm reminded that we're all ambassadors. We have the opportunity to be an ambassador. So the work Christina's doing is trying to be an ambassador and showcase the veteran community. And I really enjoyed just interacting with Cody here a little bit because, as an old retired Marine, and now I still live outside of Camp Lejeune, I work on base as a contractor. I am inclined to look at the next generation coming up and thinking like, and kind of being a grumpy old man and say, say maybe they're not as good or things are getting softer or a lot of these stereotypes that come along. But I heard General Mattis, he once said that cynicism is a form of cowardice. And just interacting with Cody tonight, I can tell that this young man is competent. He's credible. He's got character, and just has a lot of enthusiasm. And I really like seeing young guys like that because I really had such a wonderful time when I was in the military that I want the young guys that are in there now to likewise embrace it, love it, serve with passion, and be ambassadors. And I can tell that he's being an ambassador through music, through his faith, while also being like a mortarman. That's pretty great. You know what I mean?
Cody.
So anyway, but for all of us, you have opportunity to be an ambassador.
Hey, I mean, if you want to, were you you had some more stuff to say? I was listening to what you were saying.
Oh no,
Do you have anything else?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was just going to say we all have a chance to be an ambassador. So we represent something larger than ourselves. So that may help one to find the purpose that they may be lacking right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that. What I was gonna say is it's really doesn't go off the same lines as most of the stuff that y'all said, but one of the biggest things about that I try to tell people in the military, or I try to have this mindset about me is that, and I'm sure that Mr. Walker, you can attest to this too, is so many times and too many you find younger guys in the military, or just, I mean, people in general that put themselves down as a way to get themselves to perform better. And, they constantly are just beating themselves up. Let's say they'll take the David Goggins mindset, right? Which, that does work, right? But there's a certain extent to where that is unhealthy for you. It's more unhealthy for you than it's healthy for you. And, I know personally a lot of people who put themselves down as a way to get them to perform better. Well, I didn't score this on the ACFT, or, my NCOER wasn't what I wanted it to be. So I'm this, I'm that. They're putting themselves down. So they constantly remember that bad feeling and they want to do better. But I really think that a better way to go about doing that is celebrating victory while also being humble and having humility in everything that you do. So having a level head and being having a steady kind of course of well, I know I did this and I did good on this, so I'm patting myself on the back, but it's off to the next 50-meter target. We're not looking at the 300-meter target. We're looking at the 50-meter target that's right in front of us. So, you want to focus on your small victories and don't put yourself down, like I was saying earlier, so just keep strong in what you want, and except when you fall. I'm sorry, I was trying to think what the next thing I was going to say. Except when you fall, and just try to learn from that. But there's no need to put yourself down and make yourself feel some type of way because you couldn't succeed. You have to fail to succeed. So you just got to accept it. That's really my biggest thing that I try to harp on people. So
I said I wasn't going to say anything, but I would be remiss if I didn't. I run into students every day, and we hear this conversation every once in a while about how we need to have a draft system again. And I'm just like, oh, Morty, please don't bring that thought idea. It's not realistic, but it's an intriguing conversation. But I see the students that we have in our world across the country, not just my space. So I'm not just bagging on mine. But I tell you what, man, if there was ever an opportunity to run into this young man at any given moment, I would have zero problems going into a combat situation with you. You got your stuff together, brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work, kiddo. Keep us posted too. Let us know what you got going on, and don't go too far, okay?
100%. Yeah.
All right.
I will.
Miss Eichmann.
I get to finish tonight, so I get to use the wisdom of everybody that just spoke. That's nice for a little change. But so then we got to Adam, and I was already writing down doing your missions with, and it doesn't matter what your mission is right now. We're at the end of the quarter, so get your grades fixed, turn your work in, do the best you can, be on the forefront, the fields, the new job, whatever it is you're going, but go into it with your passion, use your potential and make it your purpose. And I tied that in because it's a WP3, the People's Patriot Project. So passion, potential, and purpose. But there's something that, my kids started wrestling when they were super young, and we had an amazing coach. And then none of them went military, but I love learning, how many military, like the Navy SEALs and Rangers, wrestled through high school and maybe some in college. So I think a lot of that discipline is there. And our coach that the kids started with, and he's still coaching. So, but he had a couple phrases posted around the room. You just wake up every day with your good work ethic in mind. Just, I work, this is what I do. I put my passion into it. And then your positive mental attitude, you really can't lose, right? And if you do lose with dignity. Don't go down looking like a clown. Anyway, I just made that up. That was pretty good. I can write it. Maybe, Christine, you call me someday, but just kidding. But thank you so much for being on tonight. You guys are awesome. Christine, Adam, that was me. I just ordered. So Jonathan Peterson, we've got that in our wheelhouse coming in. And Cody, thanks so much for answering the call and sharing that. Wow. That's all I can say is, wow, I'm going to share that music. We're going to get you on the radio station. I've added that now. So I couldn't figure out how to make it keep running while I was working out. Something about the earbuds, and I'm not very technologically smart. But now I can get it to stay on my phone all the way through my workout and tanning. So I hear a lot more songs this way. It's pretty cool. So it runs through my car radio. My drive's 5 minutes to work, but we run it throughout the day at school. So I'm going to share this even before we have you on the radio. Thank you so much for coming in. Jonathan Peterson, thanks as always. You guys are awesome to work with.
Miss Eichmann just plug the radio station, so we get the radio station out there. We have an all-exclusive veteran and first responder radio station. That's the only thing that's on there. Roughly 178 musicians now on our radio station. The musicians that Christina, Dave Bray is on there. Yeah, Don Ricks, you name it. The list is long, and it's great, and it's amazing. And I think we got some mentors in there that may want to lead you in a direction, but Cody, make sure you always go down your direction. But I think there's some pieces that we can get put in play for you if you're interested in pursuing that at all.
Hey, that'd be great.
Yeah. Stephen John, I think that would be a great match.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that would be.
Because I agree with it, we all just need to. I was going to play another song, but no, let's get at it. You guys got a chance to hang around for the post show, and that won't be live. That's so Andrea can use the words she usually uses all the time in the post show, and it's not. Thank you everyone for being here tonight. You were amazing. Thank you, Cody, for your amazing family who came and saw all the pieces, and I hope they come back and watch us again. We love what we do. We love the amazing mission we have, and we love reaching out to our brothers and sisters. Patriot Pride.